The Tsuen and Kwaichung districts have a history of flooding, with runoff from the surrounding catchment areas on occasion overloading the existing drainage system. The Drainage Services Department of the Hong Kong SER resolved this problem by constructing an intercepting drainage system consisting of a 5.1 kilometre tunnel from Wo Yi Hop, passing through Lo Wai and Chow Kung Tam and terminating at Yau Kom Tau. Intake I1 is located at the confluence of the existing Wo Yip Hop and Shing Mun nullahs, intake I2 at the Tai Ho River at Lo Wai, and intake I3 at the Chung Hang River at Chow Kung Tam, with flows discharged to the sea into the Rambler Channel via the outfall at Yau Kom Tau. The Drainage Services Department organised a partnering workshop in order to generate and maintain a sense of cooperation and mutual understanding amongst the stakeholders. A cooperative relationship and intercommunication can strengthen and enhance the smooth and timely completion of the contract. Extensive and intensive discussions and consultations were carried out with all stakeholders and the public, particularly the residents of Greenview Terrace, Summit Terrace and Lo Wai, on works at outfall area in Yau Kom Tau and Tai Ho River. In addition, regular traffic management liaison group meetings were held during the construction period among all parties concerned to discuss and resolve problems. In late July 2009, a groundbreaking ceremony was held at the site office to celebrate the commencement of the Tsuen Drainage Tunnel contract. The outfall structure is located in the existing hillside on the mainland coast along the Rambler Channel, north of and adjacent to the eastbound carriageway of Castle Peak Road. A tower crane and conveyor hopper system were assembled to handle the excavated material, and a cradle base, overhead gantry and support frame were installed to facilitate the assembly of the tunnel boring machine, or TBM. The TBM was delivered in sections and assembled on site. When assembled, the TBM was launched into the porthole structure. Backup train cars on rail tracks followed and provided support to the TBM during the tunnelling operation. Landscaping works including compensatory planting of trees and shrubs were carried out to the constructed and existing stages and on the cover of the outfall structures to soften and enhance the residual environmental impact of the works. To construct the Tsuen Drainage Tunnel, a new double-shield TBM was commissioned. Constructed in Italy and shipped to Hong Kong, the TBM, of some 12 metres in length, was used to construct the tunnel through rock at depths below ground ranging from 10 metres to 200 metres. One aspect of the tunnel operation was the ability to probe ahead, where drilling up to 35 metres in advance of the TBM was carried out to determine the properties of the rock mass and water flow, and to ascertain and enable any necessary stabilisation measures. The TBM was equipped with a rotary segment erector, a hydraulic device designed to precisely place the precast concrete segments, 5 segments per ring, which formed the lining of the tunnel within the rear shield of the TBM. The precast segments were fabricated in Shenzhen, China, and were shipped to Hong Kong. They are generally 4 metres long, 1.6 metres wide, and 250 millimetres thick, with tapered width segments used to achieve the designed horizontal and vertical curvature of the tunnel alignment. The TBM's specially designed cutter head enabled the excavated material to be removed via a conveyor belt system from the cutter head, through the backup train, and along the constructed sections of the tunnel to be disposed off-site utilising a muck hopper system to distribute to waiting trucks. In late February 2012, the TBM successfully broke through at intake I1. Intake I1 is located north of Woyihop Road and east of Shingmun Road at the confluence of the existing Shingmun and Woyihop drainage nullahs. Before commencement of major works, site establishment and site clearance, tree removal and transplantation were necessary. Excavated spoil was removed using backhoe and dump trucks in line with the necessary lateral support for the excavation. Once a depth of 30 metres had been reached, works for the adit tunnel and the lower portion of the spiral ramp, as well as the necessary temporary works for the future disassembly and removal of the TBM commenced. The spiral ramp provided a vehicular access to the tunnel to facilitate future maintenance of the tunnel. Once the spiral ramp had been completed, the inlet cascade and man access ramp were built to connect the existing nullahs to the tunnel. Intake I2 is sited in the existing Taiho River adjacent to the Lowai Road Bridge. Works for Intake I2 was carried out in 5 phases, with the first phase comprising the modification of the existing streambed and construction of temporary working platforms. A temporary concrete block wall was constructed to divert the flow of the stream. An H-pile wall was installed to the side of the stream and excavation of the air vent shaft commenced. The air vent shaft, upper man access adit, upper man access shaft, main adit tunnel, deaeration chamber, vortex drop shaft, lower man access adit and lower man access shaft were consequently constructed. In the last phase, boulder traps and a trash grill were set up at the inlet, and construction of the approach channel and the vortex drop shaft was carried out. Planter areas allow extensive landscaping to be provided. Intake I3 is located at Chokung Tam in the existing streambed of the Chunghang River. The area surrounding the intake structure is a natural wooded area, relatively free of man-made structures. The excavation of the intake structure itself, including the air vent shaft, deaeration chamber, vortex drop shaft and man access shafts, began at the 5th stage with the assistance of a tower crane for mucking out excavated material. Excavation of the approach channel was carried out in line with the excavation of the shafts and with the main adit tunnel, which connected the intake structure to the main tunnel. The final stage was the construction of the intake structures, including the approach channel, trash grill, deaeration chamber, main adit tunnel, air vent shaft, vortex drop shaft, and the permanent maintenance access road. Landscaping works was carried out to the planters constructed above the approach channel and the vortex drop shaft. During construction, a joint drill with the Fire Services Department was held to ensure all workers understand the safety features when working underground. The contract's excellent safety record has been commended several times at the Construction Industry Safety Awards Scheme from 2009 to 2013. In late March 2013, a ceremony was held to celebrate the successful completion of the contract. In conclusion, it is expected that the commissioning of the Chunwan drainage tunnel substantially reduces the risk of flooding in Chunwan and Kwaichung districts.